Hey folks, welcome back. Uh, First business is I can read a lot of comments. It says I have a lot more, but they're not all showing up, but at least some are starting to show up. So I have been taking the time to respond to the comments that I do or can see, do see. And I've got some pretty good conversations going on with a handful of you. So I always have something on my mind, and certain things, just like all of you, certain things bother us more than others, right? Other things. So a few weeks ago, there was this young lady who was making herself a salad. Not here, folks. And it's nobody family related. So she was making herself a salad, and she had bagged lettuce, a variety of lettuces, and she was going to make herself basically a lettuce salad and a side of strawberries. Family pack of strawberries, the cultivated, the ones that are pretty big, right? And I was having a conversation with her, and she just, all of a sudden, she stopped. She was talking, and she stopped, and she goes, "Well, I'm not eating this." And I said, what do you mean you're not eating what? And she said, this lettuce is no good. And I was standing right there. I didn't see anything wrong with the lettuce. And she pointed out the little tiny bit of lettuce rust. It was still good, but she started picking out all the pieces that had lettuce rust on them. And she had a great big handful. And what I thought she was going to do is pick that rust off and make the rest of her salad, right? No, she had this great big hand. It was probably half a bag, folks. And she went right over to the garbage and threw them all away, because it had maybe a pen dot size of what I call lettuce rust. It's not rotten. It's not going bad. It just had a little bit of that rusty color on the end. She threw every one of those pieces that had lettuce rust on it, she threw it all away instead of just picking the rust off and making her salad. A little bit disappointed on my end. I didn't buy the food, but still, you don't waste in front of me. So I was trying to explain to her that what she was throwing away was not bad lettuce, and she could have just picked the rust off. She didn't want any part of that, even though she was going to waste a half a bag of lettuce. I don't know what variety, salad mix, lettuce, whatever costs now, but I'm sure it's not as cheap as growing your own, right? This was store-bought, folks. So then she moved on to the cultivated strawberries. Again, a family pack, a pretty good sized box. And she started saying, well, this one's not any good. That one, the seeds are too big. I don't like it. I don't like the strawberries. They don't taste good when they're up by the hull. So at this point, I stepped right around her, and I had a pretty good gander at the strawberries, and there was not a thing wrong with the strawberries, folks. They were strawberries. Strawberries have seeds on them, right? So I said, so what are you going to do? You're gonna throw, because I was a little perturbed and very disappointed that she threw all that lettuce away just moments before. And that's what I was processing with her about wasting food. And again, she didn't buy any of this food. So she told me that the only part of a strawberry that was edible to eat, those are her words, not mine, edible to eat, was the very center. Not the bottom of the strawberry, not the top where it had the hull, but the third that was in the center, and she proceeded to cut both ends off all the strawberries that she wanted and throw the rest away. Mind you, she did not buy the food. Neither did I. But somebody else did, right? So what I find, and we process that too, trust me. What I am finding for the most part, that if you are not the one buying the food, you think you can be extra fussy, extra picky. But if she spent her money on that food, she might waste it all. Well, that's her money to waste. But probably if she had to go out and keep buying strawberries and bags of lettuce because she doesn't garden, that she might find that, wow, the end of that strawberry up close to the hull might not be that bad. Or take that little piece. I eat the lettuce rust, folks. I don't care. It's wasting. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just discolored, right? She might find that she could tolerate some of that rust, or at least pinch off that little tiny bit of rust and save the rest of the lettuce. I keep going back to my old videos on my old channel about food and wasting food. When life is good, food is affordable, and there's plenty of it, then maybe you can afford to be a little bit more picky. In today's age, with everything going up, folks, if your belly, if it ever came a time, folks, that you were struggling for something to eat, some kind of food to eat, I guarantee your belly is going to win the argument against your brain that maybe I can eat that brown piece of little tiny speck of brown on the end of that lettuce. Maybe I can just take that part off because the rest of the lettuce was nice and crisp and clean. Maybe I can eat that whole strawberry. And if you were hungry, you might even eat the hull, right? Folks, food for a lot of people is a luxury. There's a lot of people all growing up. You better eat that because there's children over in Africa that are starving. I heard that all growing up. Well, it's not just other countries, it's here in America. People are really struggling up here, folks. They really are. And for you to be so stingy, so fussy, so picky, that you are going to get the prime part. My geese are up, and see, I can't come up in the garden and talk. The geese follow me right up, and they're going right after my, looks like beets there, right? If your belly was saying, feed me, people wouldn't be so fussy. Even in the good times, I never wasted food. Even in better times, I would hate to see food go to waste. Now that it's so damned expensive, and people's, I don't know what you'd call that there, I don't know what you'd call that, where they have to be have the best of the best of the best, and nothing else is good enough, right? You can tell those people have never been hungry, right? But folks, I took pictures just so I can sit down with her after she has eaten and really talk to her and explain to her how much she was wasting with just that one little lunch that she was going to have, right? This is the same person that told me that they wouldn't eat anything but a specific name brand food. and it has to be like spinach filled. It's all processed. It's 90% of what she will eat is processed food. She said that she would never, ever, ever eat a brown hot dog. The only hot dog that she will eat is a red hot dog. For those of you in New England, Maine, you know red hot dogs, right? And some of you who have been up here, you know that we have red hot dogs, natural case in that everybody really likes, including myself, right? But she would not and refuse to eat anything but a red hot dog. And red hot dogs are very expensive, folks. A 2.5 pound family pack, I just saw the other day, was $22 for a 2.5 pound pack of red hot dogs, folks. $22. What, 16 hot dogs? Right? 16 hot dogs, give or take. If things keep going the way a lot of people expect, everything is crazy. If it gets crazier, which a lot of people think is coming, hard times, these people are going to get a major wake-up call, or they're going to go hungry. But before they allow themselves to perish with starvation, I guarantee both ends of the strawberry, if they have availability, if they're available, they would be glad to have both ends of that strawberry. They would be glad to have a brown hot dog. They would be glad to eat that little lettuce rust and not complain, right? Some would still complain because that's just the nature anyway, right? They would. So the other day, I found a picture. I don't even know where I found the picture, folks, but I took a snapshot of it, which to me sent volumes. And it should you too. And I wish I could. I'm going to post it. I don't know where. I might get a copyright strike on this because I just don't know where I got it. And if I did, I would give that person credit. But I'm going to chance it because, folks, if you have not started to stock up, if you have not figured out, if you cannot for somehow get your hands on food, what are you going to grow? I hope you're growing already. I hope you at least have the knowledge to grow. I hope you have the seeds to grow if you need them. That's a major skill, folks. Learning to grow a garden. That's a life-saving skill, in my opinion. So I'm going to post this, and I hope you pause it, and I hope you really, really look at what the wartime rations were. Supposedly, I don't know, but supposedly it was that bad. And if you didn't have a victory garden, folks, you went hungry. You did. So anyway, y'all be good. I might do an update on my experimental garden. Seems it's been 2 weeks now since I even showed anything, and a lot has changed. Some for the good, some for the worse. So y'all be good. Try not to waste food, folks. Try not to waste food. Bye.